Well, hello. I'm Katy Noura Butler, and I'm going to talk about sacred marriage. And I'm talking to Noha about sacred marriage, and this is for you. Sacred marriage between the god and the goddess. Noha.
So, Kitty, what is sacred marriage?
What is sacred marriage? Well, sacred marriage is the loving relationship between your divine feminine levels and your divine masculine levels. And you've got 5 subtle bodies, and each one of these subtle bodies connects you to an aspect of the deity, the goddess. And when you're connected to these inner divine aspects of yourself, your sovereignty, your artistry, your magic, your shadow, these separate parts of yourself in your divine levels, when you're integrated, you then naturally will reach out to your divine masculine levels, or the gods, which are from your inner divine feminine separate parts, integrating to reach out to your higher aspirations and more stellar qualities, more transcendent qualities that always keep you aspiring and growing, which the Egyptians called the netters, the gods. And each one of your inner goddesses is married and in love to her equal, beloved other, your inner masculine, aspirational, transcendent aspects of self, which the Egyptians called the gods. So once you've understood the goddess within you and it's aspired, then you can reach out and connect to a higher, more subtle, more powerful dimensions, levels of your own consciousness. And you keep those in balance and in harmony and in love with your feminine inner divine qualities. Now, do you understand that? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. So the divine masculine qualities and the divine feminine, the 5 marriages, the 5 partnerships of the divine stellar self based on the pentagram, as we can see with our work on the 5 goddesses. Now we're working with the 5 outer, masculine in the sense that they are aspirational, growing, more dynamic, more somehow the perfect balance and harmonious love of the 5 different goddesses. So this itself, reaching out, for your perfect other from the perspective of your integrated divine self, this takes you to that form of sacred marriage where you can understand the dynamics, the loving dynamics between these 2 opposite loving principles, and work with it. It's all laid down in the teachings, how to understand and work with the separate virtues and gifts of each of your divine qualities. We will be exploring these dynamics in our course on the gods, which is the next, really the next level, and the reason behind the last course we did on acknowledging and finding the goddess, because a whole new powerful level is now opening out to us. The pentagram grows into the outer pentagram, the pentagram of self. And if you think about pentagram as a symbol, as a star of your being, and when you look at the pentagram, it is a growing organism. Once it's completed, it reaches out, it rotates, and reaches out into an outer pentagram, which links all the 5 goddesses to their gods, forming the sacred marriages within ourselves and allowing us to grow and transcend and become more of what we are as we aspire towards the great heavenly love that has created us and ensures that we continue to grow in harmony with that cosmic love. And so the work of sacred marriage allows you to operate within the laws of cosmic love and to realize yourself in harmony with the laws of the cosmos, the greater laws. And that's the way consciousness itself develops as we work in love. And of course, now, 2020, we're on the brink of extinction and we're on the brink of the illumined realms. And if we work with love, and if we all aspire to our higher selves and work with love in all our relationships, not just our intense sort of personal, intimate relationships, with the beloved other, sexual relationships. No, not just those. Our relationships with everyone and everything, but particularly with men. And that's how we're going to achieve what we need to achieve to survive, which is the matriarchy. The matriarchy. And the matriarchy is not something, that somebody's going to give you. The matriarchy is something you're going to celebrate and live with and aspire to. Men and women, the sovereignty of the divine feminine as it links in high love and respect and to its outer other. And we'll be able to achieve amazing things as a species once we've done that, and once we can do that. So the next level of work, the next course, is the mysteries of the sacred masculine and the dynamics and practice of sacred marriage within the self as you aspire to your divine outer husbands and consorts of your inner divine goddess. You will form those sacred marriages. You will know how to operate in all your relationships in a more conscious and powerful and indeed loving way. And I don't mean loving like, drippy and, sacrificial. I mean the power of love and the conscious power of love, which comes from recognizing and embracing, the limitations. And then they will transcend themselves through love, and we'll all grow and develop as a species. And my goodness, what we'll be able to achieve. So I speak to you here, and as I'm looking now at the greatest achievement, in this sort of common age from the past, the pyramids of Giza, right? And looking at them now and really celebrating that sacred marriage of heaven and earth, that they are, divine will, really in a lasting structure. It couldn't be more there, couldn't be more. And in a way, when you think about it, the pyramid's a bit of a pentagram, if you look at it from another angle, really, isn't it? And so the course is about, these things, and it's a bit longer than the last one, of course. It's a 10-week course, and because it's looking at the 5 aspects of the god and the 5 sacred marriages with the goddess. So, yes, one sacred adultery.
Yes.
Which is, we're all allowed to have one of those. In secret, on your own, in your shadow, the sacred adultery of Nephthys with the signs, but in the light, totally in the light. Well, Noah, have you got any questions before we close? And when the course, we ought to perhaps mention that the course starts on the 18th of October on the new moon in Libra, to celebrate, the marriage of Sekhmet and Batar. And it ends on just before the winter solstice, before the day of the divine child and the birth of the divine child, with the sacred marriage of Horus, the divine child, and Hathor brings that lovely Libran energy back, to the to cardinal Earth on the winter solstice. So that'd be the last one, and we hope to see you there. And if we don't see you there, you can always contact us at Egyptian Star of Life. You can talk to Noha or me or Abir about any questions you might have about yourself and your relationship with your divine levels. So I'll say goodbye.